बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम।
शुरू अल्लाह के नाम से जो बड़ा मेहरबान निहायत रहम वाला है।
जब तलक है ये जहां है दुआ मेरे खुदा,
हमें हुसैन रहे ये आजादार रहे, हमें हुसैन रहे ये आजादार रहे।
जब तलक है ये जहां है दुआ मेरे खुदा,
हमें हुसैन रहे ये आजादार रहे, हमें हुसैन रहे ये आजादार।
For the forgiveness of our sins, can we have a loud salawat, please? For the Zahoor of Qaim Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, can we have a loud salawat, please? For the Azmat of Babul Hawaij, Abul Fadl al-Abbas, Alamdal Hussain, can we have a loud salawat, please? For the acceptance of all of our du'as today, can we have a loud salawat, please? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على سيد الأشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وحبيب إله العالمين الذي قيل في شانه وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين أعني أبي القاسم محمد والصلاة والسلام على أهله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين واللعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إن الحسين مصباح الهدى وسفينة النجاة. كما الله سبحانه وتعالى. Alhamdulillah, today is our 7th session in which through the wasila, through the dhikr of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, we have gathered here again to try to understand what the fazilat of Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam is and how through Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, we can move towards perfection. Yesterday, we discussed that if we want to move towards perfection, if we want to improve our morals, if we want to improve our akhlaq, then we need to obtain 4 qualities. And if we have these 4 qualities inside us, then we are on the step towards perfection. And the first thing that we mentioned that you need to move towards perfection, to improve your akhlaq, to improve your morals, is that you need to have wisdom. Wisdom is also translated into knowledge. And the second thing is that you need to have self-restraint. You need to have pakizagi. And the third thing you need to have is that you need to be a just person. And the fourth, that you need to be brave. And today's lecture we are going to focus on what is wisdom and what is knowledge. Now wisdom or hikmah, it means to have that knowledge, to have that ilm, to have that sort of wisdom that takes you towards Allah Azza wa Jal and moves you away from shaitan. Or wisdom is that thing, that ilm that you have, that knowledge that takes you on the path of righteousness and takes you away from the path of the shaitan. Now every single person who is sitting here, we all want to be on the path upon which Allah showers His mercy upon us. Because we pray 5 times a day, and in every single namaz, we always ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, Ihdi nas-sirata mustaqim, that we want to be on the path which is right. Not that path that we think is right, but on that path which Allah has chosen is the path of righteousness. We all want to be amongst those people who are right. We all want to be with those people that are right. We all want to be on the path which is right. But as I mentioned, that unless we have the knowledge of which path has the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal, unless we have the wisdom, then we cannot claim to be on the path which is chosen by Allah Azza wa Jal. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam says, that wisdom and knowledge is the lost property of a believer. Wisdom and knowledge is the lost property of a believer. Meaning Allah has programmed us that we can gain knowledge, we can have knowledge, we can store knowledge. Why is Amir al-Mu'mineen saying that wisdom and knowledge is the lost property of a believer? The reason why Amir al-Mu'mineen is saying this, because Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam wants us to find this lost property. That's why Amir al-Mu'mineen says that even if you have to gain wisdom and knowledge from the non-believers, try and gain this wisdom and knowledge. Because wisdom and knowledge does not actually define who you are, but it adds towards who you can become. Because if you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom, and if you use it according to the will of Allah Azza wa Jal, then you can be amongst those people that have been chosen by Allah Azza wa Jal. Every single person believes that the shaitan had so much knowledge that he was the teacher of the angels. He would teach angels in paradise. This is how much knowledge the shaitan had. But did he use this knowledge according to how Allah wanted him to use this knowledge? We should never become arrogant. We should never become boastful. That even this knowledge is a mercy from Allah Azza wa Jalla. That's why Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam in a famous saying says that we are happy with what Allah has given us. We are happy with what Allah has given us. Allah has given us knowledge, and Allah has given our enemies wealth. Knowledge is that thing that Amir al-Mu'mineen says stays with us until the day of judgment. And wealth is that thing that if a flood comes, your wealth can go. Fire can burn your wealth. You make these houses, you make properties, but they are limited. They will only stay to this world. But knowledge is that wealth from Allah Azza wa Jal. that if you have knowledge, then you are successful in this world, and that knowledge will also help you in the grave, and it will also help you to cross through Sirat. That is how important knowledge is. That is how important wisdom is. And knowledge, as I have said over and over again, people think that only knowledge which is linked to the religion of Islam is benefit for us. But Islam, the religion Islam, is not as backdated as we think it is. The religion of Islam has given us a system, has given us a law, so we can perfect ourselves according to the lives of Ali Muhammad. And Ali Muhammad have said to us that wherever you can find knowledge, go seek it. Even the worldly knowledge. If you become a doctor, then this knowledge which you have acquired, it is mostly linked to the world. Why? Because this body of ours will stay. It is the soul, it is the nafs, it is the ruh that travels. Your body will stay in this earth. So this knowledge of you becoming a doctor, it will stay in this world. Do you think that on the day of judgment or in the hereafter we will require doctors? No. That knowledge is limited to this world. But is that knowledge going to benefit you in this world and the hereafter? Yes, because you are serving mankind. You are helping mankind. You are trying to improve mankind. By improve, I don't mean that you are trying to improve the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal. But if somebody loses a limb by science and technology and by medical advances, you are trying to improve his life of living. That is also a knowledge from Allah. It is also mercy from Allah Azza wa Jal. So we should try to gain knowledge from wherever we can. And this is the reason why we gather together. It is the majlis, it is the zikr of Imam Hussain, where it is not limited to specific people. Every single person, no matter their background, no matter their color, no matter their education, no matter their qualification, every single person is welcome under the banner of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. Imam Hussain won't say to you that have you got a degree, have you got a qualification? There are certain people that don't even understand the language of Hussain. But still, when you ask them, they say that whenever we hear the word of Hussain, a fire ignites inside us. And this is that hadith from the 6th Imam, in which the 6th Imam says that the martyrdom of Imam Hussain ignites a flame in the hearts of the believers. You don't have to just be a human to love Imam Hussain Islam. Because on the day of Ashur, the Zuljana of Imam Hussain showed the world that even I love Imam Hussain. What do we see on the day of Ashur? We see that the horse of Imam Hussain, after Imam Hussain was killed, this horse of Imam Hussain puts his head in the blood of Imam Hussain and starts to bang his head on a stone. This is an animal. This is a horse. But it's got marifat, it's got understanding of who Imam Hussain is. What can we say in regards to those people that came to kill Imam Hussain? We also see that on the 10th of Muharram, in Karbala, the pigeons, the birds that were flying around, they would come down and they would rub their bodies on the land of Karbala and they would start to fly. And wherever they would see another animal, they would tell that animal that today is the 10th of Muharram and the son of Rasulullah has been killed in Karbala. This is a ma'rifat. Meaning, what I'm trying to say, that the love, the knowledge of Ali Muhammad is not just limited to humans, but whoever they want to give their love to, whoever they want to give their ma'rifat to, they give it to people. That's why we see that in Karbala, not do only Muslims come to commemorate Imam Hussein, but we see that on the 8th of Muharram, a qafla, a wafd of the Christians come. And they come to remember, to pay their respects. Even in India we find that there is a certain clan of Hindus that remember Imam Hussein. Shiaism, the sect of Ali Muhammad, is the only sect that gives love to everyone. It was the Hindus that sent a letter to Imam Hussein. What did they say? They said that we know that you are innocent and these Muslims are after your blood. Oh Hussein, if you come to India, then we will protect you. We will help you. And Imam Hussein replied and said that I am happy with what Allah has decided for me. Still at that time, Imam Hussein is trying to teach us that no matter what tragedy falls upon you, we think that these little matters of this world, if our child falls ill, we believe that it is the end of the world. How many children did Imam Hussein give in Karbala? Did once Imam Hussein say to Allah Azza wa Jal that this son of mine was dear to me? Imam Hussein gave Hamshakil Paigambar, the one who looked like the Holy Prophet. Did he complain to Allah? Why? Because they had the wisdom and the knowledge of who Allah is. Imam Hussein gave his 6-month-old child for Allah Azza wa Jal so that we can sit here today and say La ilaha illallah. Did once Imam Hussein say? He gave everything to protect this religion. And in return, what can we do? Is that we can make a promise to ourselves that, Ya Hussein, we have spent the last 8 and 9 days listening to your zikr. We have been coming to the majlis with the intention that we can get close to you, with the intention that we can connect with Allah Azza wa Jal. The only thing that we ask is that you give us your ma'rifat. You give us the wisdom and you give us the knowledge so we can understand who Hussein is. Because if we can only understand who Hussein is, then we can understand what is our purpose in this life. Because in Karbala, the story of Karbala, the narration of Karbala gives us everything that we need to have until we close our eyes on this world. Karbala gives us the Tawheed of Allah, Karbala gives us the Risalat of Rasulullah, Karbala gives us the Vilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib, Karbala gives us the system of life, Karbala gives us the way of life, Karbala gives us the law of life. Karbala tells us how to live. Karbala tells us how to die. Karbala tells us how to bring up our kids. Karbala tells us how to treat our wives. Karbala tells us how to treat our mothers. Karbala tells us how to treat our sisters. Karbala tells us how to treat our friends. Karbala tells us how to treat our enemies. Only by listening and reading the Vakya of Karbala, we get a full system of life. Everything we get from Karbala. And we can only understand this if we try to seek wisdom, if we try to seek knowledge. Because without knowledge and without wisdom, we cannot understand what Karbala is. We cannot have the marifat of who Imam Hussein is. Today we are going to discuss a story from the time of Hazrat Luqman, who according to some traditions say that he might have been a prophet, but majority of the traditions say that he was a very pious person. And the life of Hazrat Luqman, at every step, he gave advice to us. And we see that Hazrat Luqman says to his son that I have learned 7,000 pieces of wisdom. How many? 7,000 pieces of wisdom. 7,000 chapters of knowledge. Hazrat Luqman is saying this to his son. That this is what I have learned. But he says to his son, oh my son, from those 7,000 pieces of wisdom that I have learned, if you only learn 4 of them, you will be with me on the day of judgment, and together we shall enter paradise. Look, from 7,000 pieces of knowledge, Hazrat Luqman is saying to his son that only if you learn 4, then you will be amongst those people that enter paradise. The first advice that Hazrat Luqman gives his son, he says to his son that strengthen your ship, since the sea ahead of you is very deep. Listen to the powerful advice that Hazrat Luqman is giving his son. Strengthen your ship. Does Hazrat Luqman here mean that build a ship? This body of ours, it is a ship. And we are passing through this world. Hazrat Luqman says, strengthen your ship, since the sea ahead of you is very deep. What does Hazrat Luqman mean? Hazrat Luqman is explaining to his son that this world, it is very deep. If we get lost in this world, then we will move away from the religion of Allah. If we get lost in this dunya, we will forget what our purpose is. If we get lost in this dunya, then we will move away from perfection. So by Hazrat Luqman saying to his son, by Hazrat Luqman saying to his son that strengthen your ship, he means to strengthen a person's nafs. Strengthen a person's soul. And how can that be done? That can be done through the remembrance of Allah. By remembering Allah, we can strengthen this body, so that we can help ourselves and protect ourselves from the temptations of the world. As I have said many times, that the youngsters think that to connect with Allah, to move closer with Allah Azza wa Jal, we need to do a lot of wazifa, we need to do a lot of a'mals, we need to spend nights doing the sajda of Allah Azza wa Jal. But Allah Azza wa Jal is merciful. Allah only wants that we clear our mind, we clear our hearts, and we only say, Ya Allah, nothing else. Allah doesn't want you to spend all night reciting tasbih, but just once with your mind and your heart, if you just say Allah once, Allah is there. But we need to have yaqeen. Until we don't have yaqeen, until we are not certain that Allah is there to help us, Allah won't come. But we need to be certain that whenever we ask Allah for His mercy, Allah is there showering His mercy. So we need to strengthen our bodies if we want to protect ourselves from this world. The second advice that Hazrat Luqman gives his son is, he says, lighten the load of your sins, since you have a rough course ahead of you. Look, first, the example that Hazrat Luqman gives his son, that this body is a ship, and this dunya is a sea that we are going through. And that we need to strengthen this ship if we want to get through this dunya. The second piece of advice he gives is that if you want to pass through this dunya, then lighten the ship by throwing away your gunaah, by doing less sin. And if we commit less sin, then instead of getting stuck within this dunya, we won't think of this dunya as a place that we will stay here. We will think that this dunya is a temporary place for us. And this is all to do with knowledge. If we understand the purpose of this life, if we understand the purpose of why Allah has created us, then we won't attach ourselves with this world. The third piece of advice that Hazrat Luqman gives his son is that increase your provisions, since you have a long journey ahead of you. What does Hazrat Luqman mean by that? The first is strengthen your body. The second is lighten your body by committing less sins. The third is increase your provisions. Does Hazrat Luqman mean here that whenever there is a sale, start stocking yourself with food? Hazrat Luqman by provisions means that, oh my son, that the only thing that will help you through this world is your neek a'mal. They are your good deeds. They are those actions that you do to help someone. Don't ever think that if you help a Muslim, Allah will reward you more. Even though there is ajr in helping a fellow Muslim. But it could be that you see on the street that a non-Muslim is in need of your help. But because of your arrogance, because of your boastfulness, you think to yourself, I'm a Muslim. He doesn't even believe in Allah. Why should I help him? And you walk past him. On the day of judgment, this person will say to Allah that I did not have the knowledge, I did not have the wisdom, I did not know who you was, I did not know who your messenger was. But this person claimed that he knew who Allah was. He said he knew who the messenger of Allah was. But still he treated me in such a way that a person does not even treat an animal. He will claim, he will complain on the day of judgment. So whenever you get the chance to do a good deed, do good. Don't think that Allah will give you another chance to do that good deed. You are in the month of Muharram. You are in the days before Ashur. Try to give in the name of Allah. Today in Bradford they had a sabil. They were giving out water. Not just to Muslims, but they were standing there giving water to anyone. I'm saying that we are giving this water for the sake of Abu Abdullah Hussein. Even those that were taking the water for a second, even they wanted to know that they are standing here in this court giving water. Who is this Hussein? That is a form of tabligh. So whenever you can get the chance, try to do good. Because you doing good to someone else might mean that they can understand that the religion that you are following is a religion of peace. Especially in today's day and age, Islam has been portrayed as a religion that moves people away from humanity. People believe that Islam teaches us to kill people. Islam teaches us to harm people. Islam teaches us to burn property. But it is this Islam that teaches us to love people. We don't want to debate. I only say to those people that say that no, we take this from Islam. But look at the life of Rasulullah. Wasn't the Prophet living in peace with the Christians and Jews of Medina? Weren't they living side by side? Never force your religion, never force your love that you have of Ahlul Bayt on someone else. Let them understand that who you love, who you follow, they are the best creation of Allah. And it is through love, through compassion, that we can make people understand what Islam is. It is all to do with wisdom and knowledge. Unless we don't have wisdom, unless we don't have knowledge, how can we make a person understand what Islam is? That's why it is wajib upon every single person to have enough knowledge so he can defend his religion. As I mentioned before, that if on the day of judgment Allah says to you that why have you believed in my Tawheed, if you say that because your father or mother told you, that is not enough for you to enter paradise. But you need to understand that the Allah that you are believing in, He is merciful. He created this world. He created the hereafter. He created humans. He created animals. He created the mountains. He created the seas. He created flowers. Every single thing that we see has been created by Allah. And who better to explain to us the Tawheed of Allah than Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. And the last and final advice Hazrat Luqman alayhi salatu wasalam gives his son is that Hazrat Luqman says, have sincerity in all your actions, since the accountant is very sharp. If only we can understand these four pieces of advice that Hazrat Luqman gave his son, then we have a chance to move towards perfection. Sincerity in your actions. Never do anything to please someone else. I always say to the youth that you never come to the Majlis of Imam Hussein because you are scared that you will upset your parents. Or never come to the Majlis of Imam Hussein thinking that so and so will be there, so I need to attend as well. because then your attendance will be just the attendance of the world, but it won't be attendance in the book of Imam Zaman. Whatever you decide to do, whenever you decide to do it with the intention of qurbatan ilallah, to try to get close to Allah. Every single thing, every niyat that you do, whether you are keeping a fast, you say qurbatan ilallah. Whether you are standing up for prayer, you say qurbatan ilallah. Whether you are giving the niyaz of Imam Hussain, you are saying qurbatan ilallah. Whatever you do, indirectly you always make the niyat, because the child of a Shia is programmed from birth that whatever you do it qurbatan ilallah. People nowadays saying that the Shia, they don't follow Tawheed, they don't believe in Tawheed. But the reason why they say that is because they don't understand that we have taken our Tawheed from Karbala. And it was for the wisdom of Imam Hussain, the understanding that Imam Hussain had for Allah, that he took everything he had to Karbala to give and save the Tawheed of Allah. Final story from the life of Hazrat Luqman ﷺ, and then we will head towards Masayib. On this, that everything that you do it to please Allah Azza wa Jalla, not to please others. And when Hazrat Luqman gave this advice to his son says to him, "Oh my father, what do you mean by only pleasing Allah and not pleasing these people?" Hazrat Luqman says, "Come with me and I will show you." Now I want you to listen to this waqia, I want you to listen to this narration, because if you understand this narration, then you will understand what I have been saying for the past 8 days. As I have said, we want to move towards perfection. We want to improve our akhlaq. But we can only do this if we do it lillah, for Allah Azza wa Jalla. Not to show other people, not to show our neighbor, our friend that, oh, mashallah, Shah Sahab and so spends all night doing the ibadat of Allah, or he gives charity, or he helps his neighbor, he helps his friend. No. We want to do everything only for Allah Azza wa Jalla. So Hazrat Luqman takes his son and he says to his son, "Follow me. Go get an animal from the stable and bring the animal with you." So Hazrat Luqman, his son and the animal, they are walking. Hazrat Luqman gets onto the animal. And the son of Hazrat Luqman is walking behind Hazrat Luqman. And they come to a group of people. Whilst they come to that group of people, the people look at them and say, that look how heartless this person is. Referring to Hazrat Luqman. Look how heartless this person is. That he himself is sitting on an animal and his son is walking behind him. So Hazrat Luqman says to his son, "Oh my son, have you heard what these people are saying?" Hazrat Luqman son says that they are saying that you are on an animal and I am walking behind you. And they are saying that that is also wrong. So Hazrat Luqman says, let's change this. So when they continue walking, they come to another group of people. And before they reach these people, Hazrat Luqman gets off the animal and his son is now sitting on the animal. Hazrat Luqman is walking behind him. Now when these people see, they say, look, how heartless is this son, that his father is walking behind him and he is sitting on the animal. Hazrat Luqman says to his son that what did the people say before? He said the people before said that you were sitting on the animal and I was walking behind. And now these people are saying that I am sitting on the animal and you are walking behind. So Hazrat Luqman says, let's try this. So they start walking, both of them get onto the animal. And then they come to another group of people. And when these people see, they say, look, both of these two people are sitting on the animal. They have no mercy on the animal. Allahu Akbar. First they were not happy because Hazrat Luqman's son was walking. Then they were not happy because Hazrat Luqman was walking. And now they are not happy because both of them are sitting on the animal. So Hazrat Luqman says, son, have you heard what these people are saying? He says, yes. So Hazrat Luqman says, let's try this. Let's both walk ahead and the animal will walk behind us. So when they start walking, they come to another group of people. Now these people look and they say, look, how silly are these people? They have an animal but still they decide to walk. The maqsad of this story is that no matter how hard you try, you can never please people. You can never please people. Because whenever they get a chance, they will take a mistake. That's why whatever you do it for the pleasure of Allah. And it was for the pleasure of Allah that Imam Hussein left Medina and he went to Karbala. Only to protect the religion of Allah. Imam Hussein left Medina. Today we have gathered to remember Hazrat Abbas. Hazrat Abbas is known as Babul Haram, the brother of Imam Hussein. Hazrat, this is that Abbas upon whose security the women left Medina. Hazrat, when they started to leave Medina, and all of the women were getting onto the camels, Janab Zainab began to cry. And she looks at her brother Hussein and she says, oh Hussein, only that person who makes me get onto this camel, that on the 10th of Muharram, after you are being killed, he will be there to help you. Abbas left with them. This is that Abbas. You want to listen to the loyalty of Hazrat Abbas? That once, in the time of Amir al-Mu'mineen, in Masjid al-Kufa, Amir al-Mu'mineen is sitting on the mimbar. Imam Hussein enters Masjid al-Kufa. And when he enters, he says that I want some water. Upon hearing this, Hazrat Abbas rushes and gets water for Imam Hussein. When Amir al-Mu'mineen saw this, he began to cry and he said, oh Abbas, today that Imam Hussein has said once that he wants water, you left everything and you went and got water for my son Hussein. Oh Abbas, on the days of Ashura, in the month of Muharram, for 3 days my son will be without water. So on the 7th of Muharram, the water was cut off. There had no water in the tents of Imam Hussein. The children of Imam Hussein are crying and they are saying, Al-Atash, Al-Atash, they are asking for water. Janab Sakina comes to Imam Hussein and she says, oh my father Hussein, the children are asking for water. They are crying and they are saying to me that I have an uncle like Abbas and that I want water for my son Asghar. Imam Hussein looks at Sakina and says, oh Sakina, you want water for who? She says, I want water for Asghar. Imam Hussein looks at Sakina and says, oh Sakina, how old is your son, how old is your brother Asghar? Sakina cries and says, oh my father, my brother is 6 months old. Imam Hussain begins to weep and say, oh Sakina, your brother is 6 months old and you cannot take that your brother is without water. And if he does not get water, he will die. How do you think that I, Hussein, whose brother is 34 years old, how can I send my brother to death? Azadaro, eventually, Hazrat Abbas, he got permission. After constant Janab Sakina and Hazrat Abbas asking, Imam Hussain gives permission to Hazrat Abbas to go and bring water. Azadaro, Hazrat Abbas leaves the tent and he comes to the river and he looks at the water and he puts the water in his hand and he says to himself that, oh water, it is because of you that the son of Zahra is thirsty. He looks at the water and he says to his horse, oh my horse, why don't you drink some water? The horse probably looks at Hazrat Abbas and says, oh my master Abbas, how can I drink water when I know that the son of Zahra and the children of Zahra are thirsty without water? And Hazrat Abbas begins to fill the flask with water and he puts the flask around his shoulder and he begins to go towards the tent of Imam Hussain. One of the Zalim is standing behind a tree and when he sees that Hazrat Abbas is coming, he gets his sword and he strikes the right hand of Abbas. The hand of Hazrat Abbas falls to the ground. Hazrat Abbas holds the flask in his left hand. After a few feet, another Zalam, he strikes the left hand of Abbas. Abbas holds the flask in his mouth. And let me ask you a question. When a person who loses his arms, when he's on a horse, if he falls from the horse, he uses his hands to stop himself. Oh, Nadaro, how did Abbas come to the floor? He had no arms. When he falls on his face and he says, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Allah, for the sake of Bab al-Hawaij, for the sake of Abul Fazl Abbas, accept our du'as today. Ya Allah, for the sake of Bab al-Hawaij, for the sake of the brother of Imam Hussain alayhi, Ya Allah, accept all of our du'as today. All those du'as that we have brought to our tongue, and even those du'as that are hidden inside our heart, for the sake of Bab al-Hawaij, Allah, accept our du'as. Forgive the sins of our marhumeen. Ya Allah, we ask you today, for the sake of Abul Fadil Abbas, Hassan the Rafiq, of our Imam al-Zamana, to allow us.